Has this ever happened to you?
Oh no, I'm a fan of this one thing, but I'm not satisfied with just the source material. I need something more real.
Hi, I'm Coley, and today I'm gonna teach you, yes, you viewer at home, how to read fanfiction. So it's come to my attention recently that a lot of people, while they may be involved in fan culture and are interested in fanfiction, don't really know where to find it or how to even start reading it in the first place. Fanfiction has a really sad reputation online. Most people associate it with really bad amateur writing and just a way for people to fantasize about getting together with their favorite characters or celebrities, which, yeah, that constitutes a good chunk of it. But what many fail to see or to understand is how actually incredible fanfiction is. Like, you have fans ranging from middle schoolers to practicing doctors writing on their free time, anything from a few pages worth to longer than Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter combined, publishing that content online for free for anyone to access. And yeah, as someone who's read fanfiction for, oh god, about 12 years now, a lot of it can be really poorly written and really weird, but it's also a lot of people's first exposure to creative writing for the fun of it. It's how they show their love of their favorite book, movie, TV show, cartoon, anime, whatever. It's how they learn how to write, how to tell stories, how to process events and emotions. And just like if you were reading any other published story, fanfiction can teach you a lot. It can be, dare I say, even better than a lot of published stuff out there. But then you also get things like After and 50 Shades of Grey, so two-way street. And so, as YouTube's resident fandom lady, I thought to myself, I feel like I'm almost responsible for teaching people how to properly read fanfiction. Like, it's almost my civic duty. So that's what we're doing. Today I'm going to show you how to use the three big platforms for reading fanfiction. Archive of Our Own, the one I use regularly, Fanfiction.net, an oldie but a goodie, and Wattpad, the one I had to literally learn how to use to make this video. You're welcome! I learned how to use Wattpad for you guys. There's pros and cons for each of these three, and yes, I am aware there's other sites to read fanfiction on as well, but these are kind of the big boys, so I'm gonna stick with them for now. And since this is a crash course, I'm not gonna be able to go into all the bells and whistles of each, so if you want me to cover other sites or go into features that I don't touch on much or at all in this video, then let me know if you want a part 2. So without further ado, let's go ahead and learn how to read fanfiction. So with Archive of Our Own, AO3, Fanfiction.net, and Wattpad, there are some noticeable differences between each of the platforms regarding users and types of fics. AO3 is pretty well-rounded. It has a good amount of gen fics, ship fics, and the users generally are on the older side. Fanfiction.net is best for fandoms and source material that's a little older, so think Harry Potter, One Piece, Naruto, BBC Merlin. Thus, because of that, the users are also usually on the older side. Wattpad is great if you like things like Your Name, Imagine, Self-Insert, and the user base tends to be on the younger side. In terms of usability, a lot of people love Wattpad's mobile app, but it has a lot to be desired in terms of filtering and tagging. Fanfiction.net's user interface is a bit outdated, but it's pretty solid if you're not too picky. AO3's interface can be a little intimidating for beginners, but once you know how to use it, it is fantastic for finding the types of fics you want. Since I have the most experience with AO3, let's start with that. My computer knows this site well. Now that we're on archiveofourown.org, let's go ahead and find the fandom you want fics for. They have a few broader categories here, as you can see, or we can go into all fandoms and then scroll. Or if you're really lazy like I am sometimes, you can just search Haikyuu AO3 and then there you go, the first link on Google. But I will try to be a good teacher and show you how to do it properly. So let's say I want to read fanfiction for My Hero Academia. I would go to anime and manga, and then I could go through everything and try to find it, or I could go alphabetically here, or I could just do Command F and then search My Hero. And there we go, there it is. Jesus, 134,700 fics and counting. Wow. As you can see, we have 5,000 pages worth of fanfics here. Now, if you want to go through every single individual page, be my guest, you're more than welcome to, but I'm gonna show you how to sort and filter. First up, we have sort by, which will sort all the fics in ascending to descending order by whatever category you pick. If I chose author, for example, then it would sort all the fics in alphabetical order by author. Same thing with title, all the fics sorted in alphabetical order by title. I personally don't use either of those. I don't really know anyone who does, because where the title and author's name falls in the alphabet doesn't usually have anything to do with the story content, but feel free to play around with them if you want. Date posted and date updated will sort the fics based on how new they are and if they've been updated recently. Word count will sort the fics based on longest to shortest, so this one, as you can see, has over 1 million words, and then this one down here has a little under 1 million. This one has 730,000, and then it gets smaller as we go down. So if I were to go to page, say, 5,000, then these ones are a little over 1,000 words each. Hits will sort the stories based on how many times they've been clicked on. So, for example, this one has been clicked on 1,433,427 times. Wow! And then as we go down, the hit numbers will get smaller, and this is one measure of popularity on AO3. Obviously, the bigger the hit number, the more people were like, hey, that seems interesting, and then clicked on it. Kudos works like likes for AO3, so if you sort by kudos, then that's sorting the fics based on how many people like the fic. The number of hits and the number of kudos are not going to be synonymous. Sometimes a fic will have a lot of hits, but not a lot of kudos, and then vice versa. So kudos is another method of sorting by popularity, but keep in mind that a good fic doesn't always equal a lot of kudos. If you sort by comments, then fics with a lot of comments will be at the top and then go down. And then sorting by bookmarks is going to sort the fics based on how many people have bookmarked it. Bookmarking a fic basically means you're saving it to read for later, either because you want to finish it later or you like it so much you want to read it again. I usually sort by bookmarks just because I think that if someone is reading a story and they really like it and actually save it for later, they are engaging with it more than, let's just say, clicking on it or hitting kudos real quick. That's just me though. There's obviously a lot more ways to sort your fics, so find whatever one works best for you. Again, these 4 comments, kudos, bookmarks, and hits are not always going to correlate. A fic could have a lot of bookmarks, for instance, but not a lot of comments, or a lot of kudos, but not a lot of hits. So don't judge a fic based on any of these numbers alone. Now let's dig into the include section. These are all things that you want to see in your fics. For ratings, we have teen and up, which is like PG-13, general audience is like G or PG, explicit is rated R, mature is like heavy PG-13 or NC-17, and not rated is just not rated. If we go into categories, M and M means male and male ship, F and M is female and male ship, Gen means there's really no ships in the fics, multi means there's multiple ships in the fics, and then F and F means female and female ship. And then other is anything that doesn't fall under these categories. With warnings, these are usually heavier tags, like for instance, graphic depictions of violence. So if I were to click on this, since this is in the include section of sorting and filtering, then all the fics that would result would be having graphic depictions of violence. And I can't believe I have to say this, but don't attack people who use these warnings. These warnings are here to make sure you can find and avoid content you choose. With no archive warnings apply, it just means that the fics under this category don't fall under any of AO3's bigger warning tags. With creator chose not to use archive warnings, the author didn't use any of AO3's warnings. It doesn't mean they're not there, so just keep that in mind as you see fics in this category. With fandoms, these just refer to fandoms that are present in this story, and they usually refer to crossovers, so Harry Potter's always gonna be in there. It is a constant in any AO3 fandom category. So if I were to click Harry Potter as well as My Hero Academia, then I would get a bunch of Harry Potter and My Hero Academia crossovers. Or like Harry Potter AUs, that sort of thing. Characters, this is where if you want to make sure certain characters appear in the fic you want. So let's say I really want to read a fic with Hiroshima in it, I would make sure that this is checked off. And then relationships. Click on any of these guys if you want to read fics with your favorite ships. Since I'm fond of Terodeku, which is Midoriya and Todoroki, I would go ahead and click this guy, but if I wanted my fic to also include another ship I like, let's say Kiribaku, then I would also click this guy right here. You might have noticed these numbers that are next to each of these tags. That just refers to the number of fics that fall under that respective tag. As you can see here, for example, there are 19,033 fics that fall under this ship. The same thing can be seen with ratings. So we can see that there are 48,515 fics that are teen and up. Additional tags are just popular tags that show up a lot for this fandom. So fluff is popular, angst is popular, Bakugo Katsuki swears a lot is a popular tag, which is absolutely hilarious for me. So if I want that to be a thing in a fic I'm reading, I would click that. And then here I can type in any other tags I want to appear in the fics I read. So let's say I'm a fan of domestic fics. I can type in domestic and then there we go, domestic. The exclude section is the exact same principle as the include section. It's things that I don't want to read in the fic. What's cool is that these are red X's for exclude, but if I go up here and click on, let's say fandoms, and I do this, it's a green check mark. So you can remember that green check mark is include and red X is exclude. All right, back to the exclude section. Let's say that I also am not a fan of remove non-con. I could put that, and then all the fics that would result would not have non-con in them. Once again, if you don't want to read any of the stuff here, all you gotta do is click the little X next to it, and then you won't see it. No need to attack authors who use these tags for their fics. All this is for free, and you're choosing what to consume. And then the same thing applies for any of these other categories, even ships. Let's say that I'm not a fan of Bakudeku. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not a big Bakudeku fan. And that's fine, because all I gotta do is exclude it, and then I won't see any Bakudeku in the fics that result. More options here. I can include or exclude crossovers or only show crossovers. Completion status, I can click on complete works only if I don't want to stay up till 4 a.m. reading a fic and find out that it's incomplete and has been incomplete for 4 years now. Word count is here if you want to be really specific with how many words you're reading. So, for instance, if I really only want to read fics with a word count of up to 69,000 words, I can do that. Stay updated is the same principle, and then of course, language. Obviously, you don't have to be this thorough every single time you sort and filter through fics. All these features are just here for if you want to use them. Okay, let's do a test run. So I'm gonna go ahead and sort by books. As for the include section, I don't care too much about the ratings, so I'm not gonna click anything for that. I do want to include Totodeku, and other than that, I'm not terribly picky about side pairings. Additional tags, let's say I'm in the mood for fluff. I will click on fluff, and then I'm in the mood for a college AU, so I would just type in college AU, and then there we go, alternate universe, college university, perfect. As for exclude, again, not terribly picky about ratings today. I don't want to see any major character death, underage, or non-con categories. I'm not picky about fandoms. Skip over that. Characters, it's fine. Let's say I want to avoid hurt comfort for some reason. And then crossovers, I don't want to see crossovers today. Completion, I only usually do complete works because I am a coward. Word count, I'm not picky about. Date updated, I'm fine. And then I'll go ahead and do English as well. And there we go, sort and filter. And then, like magic, we have all the fics that fall under everything I just clicked. So let's take this fanfic, for example. We can go through all the tags on the top here to make sure that everything looks all right, and I'm okay with reading everything in here. Looks good. We can see a bunch of additional information down here. For example, it has 36,339 words and 9 chapters. You can see here that it was finished on November 26, 2016. And you might be confused about this guy right here, but nothing to worry about. The M right here is the rating, so it's mature. This means that it's a male fic. This over here means that the author chose not to use archive warnings, and then the check mark means it's complete. If you're still a little confused or curious about this, all you gotta do is click on it, and then it'll give you the legend right here. And then there we go. All we gotta do is read. I can look at the comments down here, and I can also choose to download the fic if I really like it. I'm gonna go ahead and log in to show you additional features real quick. So now that I'm logged in, we have our additional features right here. We've got bookmark for if I want to bookmark it. We've got mark for later if I want to read it later. I could also subscribe to the author so I can see when they post a new work or a new chapter, but you might notice this peculiar thing called an orphan account. If you see orphan account where the author name should be, it basically means that whoever wrote this story is no longer associated with it. A fanfic can be orphaned for any number of reasons. It could be that the author is in new fandoms, or they're just not proud of it, or they want to remain anonymous. But either way, it's still in the fandom for you to read. Here's another tip to help you find fics you might like. Let's say that I'm a big fan of this author right here. I can go ahead and click on their username, and I can see all the other fandoms they've written for, but I can also see fics they've bookmarked. If I click on that, I might be able to find some more fics that have similar vibes or styles to what I liked from this author. You have all your tools here still, so let's say I only want to read bookmarked My Hero Academia fics, so I can click on that, and then there we go. And that's the gist of AO3. I am most certainly leaving out something, maybe multiple things, but I hope this was a step towards making you feel more at ease with the site and more comfortable navigating it. And obviously, playing around with all the features and experiencing it for yourself is the best way to learn how to use it. All right, next up, fanfiction.net. Fanfiction.net, here we come. All right, so you can see here that we have our general categories as well as crossover categories we can look through. We also have a section over here where we can look for specific stories or writers. Let's jump into, say, books, and I want Harry Potter, which happens to be right here. I could also search alphabetically, or I could do a Command F and do Harry Potter. Let's go ahead and click on that, and we have 600 625,000 stories. If I could whistle, I would. Fanfiction.net's filters are a little less extensive than AO3's, but they're still pretty good. We can do by update date, publish date, reviews, favorites, follows. Reviews are like comments, favorites are like likes, and follows are the amount of people subscribed to the author. There's also an option to search by time range for when it was updated, which is really cool. And then we got a couple genre categories right here for if you want to do, let's say, fantasy and, I don't know, drama. Here's the rating system. K is like G, K plus is like PG, T is teen, and M is rated NC-17 or R. You could do ranges as well, like K to T, which is G to PG-13, or G to PG. Language, of course, and then length. This is really nice because it gives you a good range, so you could do less than 1,000 words, less than 5,000 words, more than 1,000 words, more than 5,000 words, etc. Status, you got incomplete and complete. Let's do complete. Now world. This is pretty cool. This is if you want to get really specific with the time frame or the medium. So for Harry Potter, for instance, there's the books, there's the movies, and then you've got events that happen in Hogwarts or events that happen before the main storyline or after the main storyline. And you can choose any of those right here if you want to, or you can just click all if you don't want to be specific. And then characters. You can choose up to 4 characters that are definitely going to be in the fic. And let's say that I was a Drarry shipper. I could do Harry Potter, just gotta keep scrolling. Where are you? There you are. And then Draco Malfoy, where are you? There you are. And then to make sure these two are shipped together, all I gotta do is click the little pairing check mark up here. Now for all this criteria, we only have 2 fics that fit it. So let's broaden our sorting. I'm gonna choose genre, all. And there we go. Now we have 1.5 thousand fics. Let's go ahead and click apply and there we go. You can also double check that your characters are shipped together by seeing if they have brackets around both their names. The without filter section here is a simplified version of this. So you would pick your genre, your characters, your world, and then if you want them to be in a pairing or not. Let's say I go ahead and click this one. You got the chapters we can navigate through over here. We can follow and fave up here. There's a bunch of additional information up here. We've got the number of chapters, the word count, the rating. We've got the number of reviews, favorites, and follows. Oh my gosh, it was actually updated an hour ago. Nice. If I want to read a crossover of, let's say, Harry Potter and Percy Jackson, I would just go into the crossover section, click books. I would first click Harry Potter, and then Percy Jackson, and there we go. Same filtering system here. And that's basically the gist of fanfiction.net. No extensive tagging system, but if you're not picky or don't care, then this is a solid option. Now for the last platform, Wattpad. To think I finally learned how to use Wattpad. So unlike AO3 and fanfiction.net, you do need an account if you want to read any of the fics on this site. So once you have your account, you have your homepage with a bunch of recommendations and bestsellers. Now since Wattpad is not exclusive for fanfiction, there's going to be a lot of original stuff on here too. We can go into browse and then fanfiction to see what is popular. And right now, these are the hot stories, the popular stories. I could also search by new, so the newest fanfics appear, but the real power comes in the search bar up here. I'm gonna go ahead and type in hashtags for things I want to read in my fics. Miraculous Ladybug. And we already have 11.2 thousand stories. Next up, let's say I want to read Adrianette. Now, you have to be careful because spelling does matter when typing in tags. So if you don't spell it correctly, then you might not have all the results you want. There we go. We narrowed down our stories even more. And we can keep doing that for whatever tags you want. Now with filters here, I can sort fics by when they were last updated. For instance, if they were updated today, or this week, or this month, or this year. I could do length. So these are chapters. So 1 to 10 chapters, 10 to 20 chapters, 20 to 50 chapters, or more than 50 chapters. And I can also do only show complete. And there we go. Let's say I want to read this one, First Kiss. We can see that it's been read 561,000 times. It has 13.8 thousand likes, votes, and 39 chapters. Now what's pretty cool is we can also see ratings, so we can see how it compares to other fics in the same categories. And we can go ahead and click the read button right here. And there we go. And you have this little progress bar up here, which shows you how far in the chapter you are, which is pretty neat. And if we want to, we can also leave comments at specific parts of the story. And let's say I thought that, I don't know, this part was really cute. I could just click and then... We can vote up here to like it, and then this button up here will add this story to a reading list. A reading list can serve as a bunch of recommendations for other readers, or it could be your own little private stash of stories you like. But yeah, that's basically the gist of Wattpad. Again, I'm probably leaving out some stuff, but I hope this helps. And that was my guide on how to read fanfiction. Some fanfics might be on only one platform, some might be on two, or maybe even all three, so take the time to explore which platforms you like the best. As you can see throughout the video, each of them have their own pros and cons, and look to them. Just have fun navigating the wilds. I hope this video helped some of you, or at least served as a refresher. If all else fails, Google is an excellent resource for help. Have fun, stay safe, find some awesome fics, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye!
안녕.
Short form.